strongly caution, the following programs are intended for mature audiences over the age of 18. These programs may contain some material that many parents would not find suitable for children and may include intense violence, sexual situations, coarse language, and suggestive dialogue.
All right.
Hey.
We are back again. I know.
Yes, we are.
We've seen these motherfuckers already this week. Well, yeah, the show went from only once a week, but now it's like several times a week, so get the fuck over it. So we're here with
you guys want to see us more.
We're here with Buzzed and Loaded. How are you guys doing tonight?
We are fantastic. Thanks for having us and drinking with us tonight.
Absolutely.
Whatever with us tonight.
We got to. So first off, where are you guys from?
I'm in the desert. I'm in Yakima, Washington.
Okay.
We meet and play in the middle in Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
And Buzz lives on the water, so to speak.
I live about an hour and a half west of Seattle. You got to take a ferry ride to get there out on the peninsula. So we meet in Seattle at the rehearsal studio to do our writing and recording and all that. So it's, we're each about 2 hours into the trip each direction.
Yeah, we're dedicated old fuckers.
Nothing wrong.
I have Alzheimer's, and that's why we do it, but that's okay.
I understand. I live in South Carolina on the water. I live on a little island off the coast of South Carolina. My guitarist lives in Raleigh, North Carolina. Our vocalist lives down in like Corpus Christi, Texas. We're fucking all over the place. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you feel it. You know us.
Yeah, I get it. I absolutely get it. So, how long have you guys been around?
About 5 years now.
Okay.
Is it that long?
Yeah.
Let me open.
I was playing in a band in Australia, of all things.
The biggest commute. He wins.
God damn, you win on the biggest commute. Holy shit.
And I was commuting back and forth to Australia, going down for like 6 weeks at a time. And then in 2020, when the COVID thing came along and the travel restrictions happened, Rob and I were friends via Facebook.
Yeah. Through our other bands, yeah.
We had a lot of the same bands and stuff that we really loved because I also played out in Canada for a long time, and he grew up in Canada.
Yeah.
So I knew a lot of those cool bands from the 70s and 80s that no one in the States ever heard of. And we just bonded over that and was like, hey, let's get together and just play a bunch of our favorite Canadian stuff, and hang out and have fun, because all of a sudden I wasn't going to Australia and I was starting to freak out and I needed something to, keep me sane. So we got together and just wound up writing songs the first time we got together.
Yeah.
And we said, hey, what the hell? Let's do this.
And what he's leaving out is we have a haunted studio, and he never believed me when we would just bullshit. and he came over and he had a first paranormal experience with me while we were just bullshitting. His phone got picked up from an extra drum stool and flew about 8-9 feet across the room violently. And,
Dang.
and
didn't want that
not being a cover band after that, and let's just do our own shit.
You know what? I actually had a similar thing. I was doing a movie in at that Clown Motel in Nevada.
Oh,
right?
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah,
and we had to stay there at the Clown Motel, and so we were staying there, and we got done shooting one night like really late. It was probably 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and I went in there and I set my phone down on the little dresser. And we had 2 separate beds and shit like that. So I set my phone down and I go and I sit down on the bed and my phone just goes across the damn thing. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I was like sitting there. I was like, did I just hit it? Because I did reach over to like grab my drink. I was like, but there's no way I hit it that hard. So I go grab my phone. I put it back on the dresser. Fucking happens again.
Oh,
I was just like, all right, I fucking get it. I get it. No phone on the damn dresser. Put it up on the dresser that the TV was on. Never fucking happened. But you could not set a phone on that particular fucking little side table because it was going to go flying every time.
See, you need to come up for a good buzzed and loaded weekend, both of you, and come explore that. We've had everything. We've had symbols go across. We've had live seagulls show up in the middle of our rehearsal room.
What?
Well, I'm a paranormal. I got this weird energy that just drags them all in, but been pushed, scratched.
Yeah, he's a magnet.
Like we need to go on a trip.
Some people are a chick magnet. I'm a dad magnet.
All right. I wouldn't tell everybody that, but okay.
I have a story to go into that. So
I bet you do.
and this is wild as shit. I was with, and I'm not even gonna say who the band was. It was a bigger band, and my band had opened for them. Well, we got done, and we went to this like more of like a local bar that only locals go to. So we went over there. We were all hanging out and drinking, and there was this girl in there. And she's sitting there drinking, and we're just talking. I don't even know how the hell we got on the subject of paranormal shit. Don't even fucking remember. But we're talking about, and they're talking about experiences they had. And she just turns around. She wasn't even with us. Like, she was just some random chick, and we're sitting there playing pool and drinking beer. And she was like, oh, yeah, well, I fuck a ghost, and I'm dating one.
Oh,
Well, already then.
So she gets into this story about how she fucks this ghost like every night, and towards the end of it, she's like, "You guys want to come over and watch?" And I was like, "No, absolutely not. No, I'm not doing it." I know some of them went, and they're like,
oh my God.
They're like, "Oh, we got to tell." I'm like, "No, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. Nope. What you did, that's on you. I don't want to know. I don't want to be a part of it. If there's lawsuits after this, I don't want anything to do with it." But
Yeah.
they swore up and down that it was legit. That like they seen the covers bouncing and like the whole 9 yards, and I'm just like, "Hey, no way. There is no way." I've seen some paranormal shit in my life, but I ain't ever heard of no shit like that.
You know, I have a high tolerance for weird stuff, but I think that is it. That's just, I'm with you there. There's just, I don't want to see most humans have sex, and I don't want ghost sex. Buzz, on the other hand,
How
he's
can you
a
even
Viking.
see it?
Well,
If they're a ghost, how can you see it?
That takes half the fun out of it right there, doesn't it?
well, Buzz is a voyeur.
It'll help.
Hey, I didn't want to see anything. Okay, that was just way too weird for me, because like if it looked like there was an imaginary gynecologist going in, oh, I'm good. I'm done. No, that bitch is gonna eat you. That's what that's gonna do. I've seen the movie Teeth. No.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I'm gonna pass.
I need to drink after that one.
That's how I felt. So
Well, I hope we haven't jinxed ourselves next time back next week that the ghost gets the wrong idea that I'm receptive to any more of these advances. I might have to put some gaffer tape on my butt.
Watch out, man. Don't drop the mic.
Yeah.
don't do that. For God's sakes, don't do that.
It's either going to be the ghost or the seagull that gets me.
No, which one's worse? It might be the seagull. It might be worse. I think I'd rather deal with ghost sex than bestiality. Just
yeah. That was the mother of all seagulls too. Its beak was as big as my middle finger.
Nope. We gonna pass. We're gonna pass. That's like that. That's like those gynecologist tools that like fucking open shit. No.
Yeah, they're not very comfortable.
Nope.
The seagulls in Seattle too. You know, they all hang out down on the waterfront by Ivar's Fish and Chips, and they're all like, "Well, we want French fries. Damn it! Come on, give us your French fries." And if you don't have French fries for them, they get ugly.
Yeah, they're thugs. They're like M13. You know, they come in and they'll waste you if you don't have a box of fries for them.
Dang.
See, we have them here, but they're not that bad. Like, they don't get close enough. They just wait for you to throw shit. And then if you don't throw shit, they just kind of stand there and like stare at you like fucking like they're watching like competitive eating or some shit.
You're Joey Chestnut.
Yeah, they just look at you and like stare you down and squawk at you, but they won't get close, just close enough.
Rude.
That's as far as it goes.
The ones here are used to competing with the homeless guys and the junkies for the French fries, so they will come at you. They will come at you hard.
Well, level of the fittest, I guess.
Yeah, no. Let's pass on that. So on this show, we actually like to play a little game throughout the whole entire show. So we've got a series of questions that go 1 through 47. All right, so you guys get to pick a number. Now, what that question's going to be, there's no fucking telling. It could be music related. It might not. It might get really fucking weird. It might be pretty straightforward. But you just don't know.
As long as it's not ghost sex, I'm in.
No.
That's on the next show because now I'm going to add that.
I'm afraid Zach Bagans is going to come and watch me.
I mean, he might. I mean, at least you know it's going to be fake if he does.
No, I'll have a demonic possession during my orgasm.
Oh, my God.
Everything's a demon.
Might as well call the Catholic priest.
Oh,
I didn't do that when I was 12. I'm not going to do that now.
We're going to get a lawsuit.
somebody give me a number.
Do we get one number each or one number between?
We just keep going.
Oh, well, that's perfect.
So you both get to answer the same number each time.
Oh, okay.
So you're two different people. So there's going to be, I'm sure, 2 different answers.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So roll with it. What's the first number you want? Who's picking?
Oh, Buzz.
22.
Number 22. Here we come. If you had one luxury thing on your bus, what would it be? It can be anything.
Ooh.
You don't have to be realistic if you don't want to. You can have a jacuzzi on the roof.
I always dreamt of having a chocolate fountain over top of me on an upper bunk where it's just, I bathe in chocolate all night. And then it gets hard and then people eat it off my face. But that's a reoccurring dream.
Well, that sounds like an interesting music video. Maybe you should
Oh, absolutely. Buzz is perplexed.
I don't even know what to say. You should
it.
It's what's in the mug that keeps me loose.
I would say I would have a staff of massage people.
Ooh, your own personal masseuses.
Yeah,
yeah.
you're like Deshaun Watson. You're
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Happy Ending.
I was gonna say, are they? Is it like with a happy ending or no happy ending?
If it's with a mime, it's a sad ending.
No man.
No. Oh, happy is always better.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I like a
Everybody wants
grumpy
it.
ending myself, but that's something Canadians do.
Why say no when yes feels so much better?
I can't argue with that mentality.
No, really can't. I got nothing. I got nothing.
Okay,
All
do I
right.
get to pick?
Yeah, go for it.
19.
19 is going to be, what is your WWE wrestling name?
The White Chunk of Funk. And if you smelled my unitard, you would know why.
Why do you want to smell?
It's my finishing move.
That's wrong.
Crotch face.
What about you, Buzz? What's yours?
I think I would be the Norwegian Yeti.
Yes.
Ooh,
You're
that'd
like
be
a
good,
berserker, though. I've seen you behind the drum set.
Every time I run around outside naked, there's Bigfoot sightings called in.
This doesn't do him any justice. He's like 6'100", and he's like as Viking can be. 97% Viking.
well, all right.
Norwegian, oh, in the nether region.
The nether region.
Pillage and plunder.
Okay. Understood.
That's good names.
All right, what we got for the next number?
Go, Buzz. I'm going to drink some more.
Let's go with 13.
That's a good one.
Number 13. If you
Yeah,
had an
you're-
unlimited budget, what kind of video would you guys make?
Don't say porn again, Buzz.
Oh, it would be absolute like Playboy Channel quality, bordering on pornography. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew he would. I would like to do something on a volcano. I'm a big volcano fan, and I'm a big shark fan. I don't know if we can get volcanic sharks, but that would be a
I mean,
dream.
they got Sharknadoes and vampire sharks and cocaine sharks, and I mean, I don't see why not.
Oh, exactly. Cocaine, magic mushroom sharks, and everything, you know.
CGI that shit in. They can fucking create anything nowadays. It might look hokey as fuck, but you can make it happen.
Well, Buzz did I have a black guitar, and he did a great white shark airbrushing on it coming out of the flames of hell. So I would like to kind of recreate that storyline, and I would like to be a male mermaid in the video.
So you should do like a journey to the center of the earth type of thing.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Because you're in the earth. And then if you're like the shark, you can go woo out of the volcano.
Oh, I'm liking your thoughts. Let's storyboard.
I do all kinds. I'm here all day.
That's fair enough. So into a music question. If you guys could tour with any three bands, dead or alive, within your genre, who would they be?
Buzz?
Play with any three bands?
Yeah.
Yep.
I actually had to think on that one.
Oh, I'm going AC/DC,
Yes.
Ramones, and oh boy, AC/DC, Ramones, and Kiss.
Okay.
Oh, you're getting explosive now.
That's a good one.
You're going to take my shark idea. I'm going with some obscure Canadian bands that I do like that were big there, but you know, we've probably heavily outsold down here. There's a band called Teenage Head, and it was actually produced by Johnny Ramone, and they have their lead singer had one of the best names ever. He smoked a lot of crack. You know who it is. It's Frankie Venom. And he smoked crack before every performance. And they caused a riot. They got there, he was so fucked up that he did half a song, walked off the stage, and they tore apart the entire concert venue, the Ontario Place Forum. And rock and roll with BAM for 3 years after that. But they had some nights that were pure magic, and they had everything else was like the worst GNR stories you ever heard of them ripping their toilets out and stuff like that. Hanoi Rocks, I kind of like grungy type of Finnish music. And third one would be the Cliff Burton era of Metallica. I was young enough to have the cassette tapes before stuff that even Dave Mustaine was on. So I had some of that about a year before Kill 'Em All came out, and it was life-changing.
I know. I actually got into an argument with somebody the other day, some younger kid on one of our profiles. And I was trying to tell him that, Dave Mustaine I was talking about the Metallica days that Dave Mustaine was in there. And they straight up called me a liar. And they're like, no, Dave Mustaine was never in that goddamn band. You're fucking tripping, blah, blah, blah. You don't know the fuck you're talking about. You're not no DJ. That's bullshit. And I'm like, no, it's not. He was in fucking Metallica. No, the fuck he was. Yes, the fuck he was. Look, Google this shit. It'll pull up.
He has writing credits on at least the first 2 albums. So you can't be a liar. It's right there.
Correct.
Yeah.
If they love each other, that's a different thing. Who wants to be woken up and sent across country in a Greyhound bus when you're that?
It's like I tried to tell somebody else about a couple of weeks ago that Kirk Hammett was once in Exodus.
Oh,
and they're
absolutely.
like, no, the fuck he wasn't. I'm like, yes, he was. He left Exodus to join Metallica. No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Oh, yes.
It's like they didn't have lives beforehand or something. They just poof came out of nowhere.
It's like, do you really? It's like I was telling somebody the other day. Do you realize how many bands, like members, started other big bands and they left to go to the bigger band, and then the band they left got fucking big, and nobody even realizes that they were in the fucking band?
Oh yeah.
Because by the time that band got big, they had already left and got big with another band, and it's happened 50,000 fucking times.
Oh, you look back on the Sunset Strip days of the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone was in every band. Guns N' Roses, Tracy Guns and Axl Rose. So, I mean, every band there was a time when Blackie Lawless and Nikki Sixx were both in the band London together. And London is about as popular as my last pair of running shoes I owned. So, and look at me. Do I look like a runner to you? No.
No.
The saddest pair of running shoes in history.
It was
they were
almost
stumble shoes.
It was almost like you had to be in London for a brief time to bail into a band that was going to become big.
There was like 6 of them that came through London that went on to multi-platinum albums.
Right.
And London did nothing. I'm sure you want fries with that type of situation for them.
It's like, in the drummer world, there's the old joke that for a while there, you had to play drums for Pat Travers to get on to a bigger, better gig.
Oh, like Nickel McBrain and Iron Maiden.
Yeah, and Tommy Aldridge moving on to Ozzy Osbourne and Whitesnake.
Oh, yeah. See, I had the same conversation, like coming up to some more, now new generational people. A lot of people don't know that, like John Five, who played for, Manson, Rob Zombie, now he plays in Motley Crue. A lot of people have no idea that he was a touring guitarist for K.D. Lang.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're like, no, it's John Five. I'm like, yes, look it up. Fucking, he was a touring guitarist for K.D. Lang far before his days of Manson or Rob Zombie or fucking any of them. He toured with K.D. Lang. And
Hey,
he
if
also
you want to make money, you go where the money is, you know. And
he even toured with like a few weird off like country bands.
oh, he could pull it off. He kind of plays everything.
Yeah, the guy could play fucking anything, whatever the hell you want. Now, why the hell he left Rob Zombie to go to Motley Crue? That one I don't understand. But yeah, I would have never left that. I understand the leaving of Marilyn Manson, but I would have never left fucking Rob Zombie.
No, exactly. The credibility factor went through the window, but we know Vince Neil offered him free buffet tickets. So
Oh hell,
no,
that's if you get
can't
there
turn
before.
that shit down.
That's if you get there before Vince Neil.
Yes, that's exactly.
have you? Vince Neil's quite large and in charge these days. So
Good thing it doesn't affect his vocals at all.
Yeah,
That's Canadian sarcasm there.
hey, that's okay. It's fucking welcome. So the backside to that question is, if you could tour with any three bands outside of your genre, like fucking way left field, who would it be?
Dead or Alive.
Dead or alive? Okay.
I would go Johnny Cash.
Oh,
Okay, that's a I can't argue that one.
yeah. He took one of mine, so I have to think again.
Yeah, I can't argue that one.
Social Distortion.
Okay.
And let me think. Chuck Berry.
Oh,
You
okay.
get one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Wow. Okay, you threw me with Chuck Berry, but I would have picked Johnny Cash. But I'd even go further back, and I would like to do a 6-week tour with the Rat Pack and just dress all fancy, drink champagne, do mounds of bad stuff that the cameras weren't there to take pictures of.
Hanging out with the mob.
Oh, hey, my last name's Trissino. So there are mobs.
Okay.
I have honest friendships out there, as honest as I can say. And and so we have that. I would definitely want to do something with, I would say, oh crap. See, like he took a lot of mine. I like, even though we don't play it, I like a lot of older punk, and Canadian band wise, DOA was fun and they're still kicking it. So I'd like to hang out with them. They got a good attitude. They drink a lot of beer. They kick a lot of ass. So that's just fun. And if we're going real popular, I'd probably want to hang out with Keith Richards and Mick Taylor and write songs with them in like 1973, 74, minus the heroin. I've been in Seattle long enough. I saw the destruction. But Jeff, writing songs like with people like that.
I'm still trying to figure out how he's even still fucking alive.
Oh, he'll outlive you.
I know. It's like I tell everybody all the time, if the end of the world comes, there's only going to be 3 things still left alive: a cockroach, Ozzy Osbourne, and fucking Keith.
I can't believe, of all people, Ozzy being alive is just crazy to me too. I mean, if I lived with Sharon, I'd be putting hair dryers in my bathtub every day trying to get out of that relationship.
I would have thought he would have died of an overdose like fucking long fucking time ago, and he's just still fucking kid. Actually, I just found out today, I didn't even know, he actually played the halftime show for the Los Angeles Rams first season opener.
Are you kidding me? I didn't know that.
Yes, he did. He was the halftime show at the Rams fucking season opener.
Damn.
I just seen that today. I was like, holy shit.
Can I do a fourth? Can I do a combined pick? I would like to be on the road with Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper and just do a mini set of music with them, like an encore set of music with them, because you have 2 people with a lot of ties and a lot of differences, but they are both visionary in the shock rock world. So
right. All right, you guys stay put. We're going to take a real fast commercial break, and we will be right back.
Drink them up.
All right, so if you're looking to travel, hit up Southern Oasis Travel for all your travel needs, cruises, or any other little cool thing you want to do. Hit them up, and they will fucking hook you up. Let them know that you were sent by Hellfire Entertainment.
Yeah.
And then Hellfire Radio will be kicking off next month. So bands, please send all your high-quality MP3s. Please do not send me shit that you recorded on your goddamn phone in your fucking garage, because it won't get fucking played. Please be high quality and actually recorded. Send that to hellfireentertainmentmedia@gmail.com. And please send us your EPK too, so we don't have to hunt you down to put shit into the fucking data information on there. Please, for the love of the gods and goddesses, please send us your fucking information. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. On that, we're going to let you guys pick a number. Let's spin the roulette wheel.
But I want to go with Southern Oasis Travel there. I would get him ready to jump in the water during that.
That looked awfully inviting, didn't it?
I know. That is a very nice shirt.
Check it out then.
You know, Buzz makes quite a hula girl under the right situation and the right amount of alcohol.
Yeah.
Well, you just buy my tickets for me, and I'll go see what's going on over there with you guys.
Hey, maybe we can find some Haunt Sarah as well.
Heck yeah. I ain't scared. I'll do it.
It could happen.
I picked number 3.
Number 3. All right. Imagine this. You guys are in Las Vegas. All right. In the back of a police car. Now, tell us the story of what happened. Who did what?
Do you want to go first, Buzz? I got a story.
I'm sure you do. We are sitting in the back of that police car because Rob was hanging out in the casino watching cross-dress hookers trying to pick guys up and wound up getting in a brawl with one when they wanted too much money.
And that nearly happened in Nashville. Our last album was up for Independent Album of the Year, and we went down to the Grand Ole Opry, and it was a one-legged senior citizen hooker. She was probably in her mid to late 60s, or 20 with an advanced meth resume. But seriously, we had a situation. We were just chatting with her. We were not propositioning since we had no money. But at the same time, a bridal party came out of one, it might have been Kid Rock's place there. And we're talking 11:30 in the morning. And what ended up happening was a complete brawl. The bride was punching all of her bridesmaids in the face. 11:30, cops everywhere. And we're just trying to break it up. And we almost both ended up in the back of the cruiser thinking we're the only two guys there. We must have started it. And look at Buzz. He's pretty incriminating to look at. I'm a baby face. He looks like he's some degenerate pimp. So, but I mean that in the nicest way. So true story, that nearly happened. But if we were, I'm going to put the blame on him. If we were in Vegas, I know damn well. I was there during the Adult Video Film Awards one year with my mother-in-law, my 80-something-year-old mother, and my father-in-law, not knowing we booked the same weekend in the Lexer that the Adult Video was going on. So naked women with tassels and goldfish in their clear heels. I know that this man here, knowing he's Norwegian and how much he loves fish and clear heels, he would do something so egregious that he would end up going after one of these women, and I'd be there trying to be the peacemaker to break it up. And I know one of the managers would start throwing down, and I'm Canadian, played hockey, and I used to box, and it's going to go back and forth. But it will be his fault, but I'll be the one to take the brunt of the charges on that one. Because that's normally how it goes when I'm with Buzz. I'm the innocent looking one. He causes all the problems and I get all the blowback.
He was just going fishing.
Yeah, but just going fishing. You should have seen my mother after about 3 hurricanes. She was gonna she was gonna take all the girls home and get them right, and not right
She's
with
gonna start wearing the same
a
shirt.
little
She's
bit
gonna-
more clothes. She from the generation where seduction wasn't everything out in the open; it was just showing
Yeah.
a little thigh, and it was quite interesting spending New Year's in Vegas with
Oh,
elderly people.
I've been there. I've been in Vegas on New Year's, and it is quite interesting. So I know.
My first trip to Vegas, which I've been to Vegas a whole lot. My very first time I went, the girl that I was with, she was like, "You chill right here and watch our bags, and I'm gonna go stand in line." 'Cause we had a lot of bags. I mean, we were on tour and we had costume shit and our regular stuff and shit like that. We didn't want to carry all these bags through the fucking lines. There was a line a mile long to fucking check in, and we were at Treasure Island.
Treasure Island.
So she was like, here's some money. Go to the sports book or something. Just chill and have some beers and just wait for me. I'm going to get us checked in. So, okay. So I went over there, sat down at a table. There's football going. So I went ahead and put down a little bet, like a little $25 bet, and grabbed a beer and sitting there. Soon as she walked up there, it wasn't fucking 5 minutes. And I literally had like fucking 6 hookers just fucking swarm me. And it's like,
six-pack.
I got a room. Come see me. I'm this much money. And they're like handing me cards like they're goddamn fucking collector items, like fucking
They are.
players
They're trading cards.
cards.
They're trading with your money.
It's like goddamn a fucking prostitute trading cards. What the hell is this? And I'm like, where's your attributes? I need to
Where's the scores?
I'm like, holy shit. And I'm just like, I'd never seen nothing like it ever in my life. Like, I was just like, and that was my first time to Vegas. Like, first time, never been before. And I was just like, I heard stories, but I thought it was bullshit. I thought people were just like playing it up and like, I kept hearing the same thing. You're going to get a lot of hookers, or the minute you don't have a girl around you, they're going to be on you like fucking flies. And sure as shit, I couldn't go anywhere by myself. That if I left her and I looked alone for more than 3 minutes, boom, here they were. At least 2 or 3 of them. Just one right after the other. I thought they were cocktail waitresses. I was wrong. They were serving more than cocktail.
They all about
STD merchants.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I found that out the fucking hard way.
Maybe they thought you were looking for Pokemon. You were looking for their Pikachus.
I guess. Like, holy
Pokemon Go.
Oh, damn. Then I got to realizing, okay, if they're in a really nice black dress, that is not a cocktail waitress, that is a prostitute. Because the actual cocktail waitresses, they're dressed like bums.
Oh yeah, because
so they don't dress in the fancy shit. They in the fancy shit, that's a prostitute. And she ain't being nice to you because she likes you. She being nice to you because she wants your money, and that's it. So don't even think it.
So what you're saying, if we're gonna plan our trip to Vegas right after we're off the air and go.
Let the good times roll. I got friends out there.
I'm single. I'm down. Like, well, we could go anytime.
We are really good wingmen. We're interesting wingmen. So
okay, I'm down. I'm good to go.
We'll give you a steady diet.
Perfect.
Pick a number, Buzz.
Yep, roll it.
Up, Buzz.
What?
Pick a number.
7.
7. Lucky 7.
All right. I like this one. And this one hasn't even really been asked that much yet. Do you think album art is important?
Absolutely.
Album art?
Yeah, like really album art.
Yeah, I think the visual impact and appeal of album art is a whole lot of the package even though it's not, like what it was back when vinyl albums ruled the day.
Right.
I think it is still important, even though people say, well, the Beatles' White Album, well, it did make a statement. And of course, Spinal Tap's None More Black album.
Or Metallica's Black
Or
Album.
Metallica, yeah. But album art, I think, really puts across kind of, if it's done right, it should kind of set the tone and set the mood for what you expect when you drop the needle in the groove and crank it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, our latest one we got done is for our current album that we just dropped, Medication Nation, and it's just simple pills spilling. It's oxy spilling out of the bottles because we've all been touched with. We're a party band, but there's a line where we kind of stop most of the time, and we've all. It's just, I hate going to the doctors because it's like, oh, you need this, you need this, you need this. Oh, you need your 19th COVID update this week.
Yeah.
I think you need an assectomy. You need your, you need this and this. And it was just a matter of, I'm just sick and tired of just being pushed into doing stuff. So we went from our 100 proof, as you see there, our party, to just with just a little message this time against the pharma industry, and we just keep our shit natural.
Agreed. Fucking agreed.
Yes.
There's so much history, though, in the albums, I think. When I look at some of them, you see music history, you see the history of what politics and everything is going on during that time. That's one of the things I like the most about the album art is you can either see the story of what the artist is going to write, or you saw the story of what the struggle was to be able to bring that music out.
Oh, absolutely. A few years ago, my band Fluffer had an album called Technonauts, and it was about people just being addicted on their phone and just a factory of people coming out like this. And it would kind of almost like a rock opera based on Terminator, like Us Against the Machines type of deal. But that artwork was, you knew what was coming when you saw this, and it was done in a sepia, and it was just very dramatic looking. And next thing you know, we have a generation just walk like this everywhere,
Yeah.
It's bad because, like, I have a rule. Like, if I go out with, like, my friends or my family or whatever, we have a no phone rule. Like, if we're going out to eat or if we're spending family time, there's no phone. Like, put the phone down, put it on the charger, whatever, get rid of your fucking phone. But it's so sad because, like, you'll go into a restaurant or something and you look around the span of the restaurant and this is all you see over the whole fucking restaurant. It's like, what happened to communication and human interaction?
And that was the whole crux behind the album I did there. Was we've lost our humanness, replaced by zeros and ones. We're just, we're addicted to immediate gratification, and sometimes you have to go backward to go forward again. And Buzz and I grew up doing weekend parties with our friends out in the woods. You get a case of beer, 2, 3, 4 cases of beer, and other substances might appear, skunky smelling stuff. And, we'd have great weekends together. Lifelong bonds were made. You don't make lifelong bonds on tech. I use it all the time. I use technology all the time, but I prefer sitting and meeting you guys for the first time and everything tonight. It's like, this is human interaction here. You knew me you didn't know me from Adam. I didn't know any of you. I barely know the guy named Buzz.
I can't remember.
He's like Eminem. I don't know which one the real Buzz.
The real Slim Shady, please stand up.
I'm fat and shady. I'm not the Slim Shady. I'm the white chunk of funk, and I'm fat and shady.
Gotcha. So I do have a little music question for you.
Sure.
Yeah.
What was that one? And I love asking this because I always get an array of answers, so I ask every single time. What was that one defining moment that made you decide that you want to be a musician? Was it a band? Was it a something that you went through? Was it a song? Like, what was that one moment that you were just like, I want to be a musician. This is what I want to do.
Well, for me, it was actually, seeing the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show in black and white. And I don't know, I was probably, 5 or 6 years old at the time, not very old, but just going, oh my God, the entire crowd is exploding and everyone's screaming and passing out. And here's these guys on stage just looking really cool. And I'm like, that's it. That's what I want to do. And then, of course, a couple of years later, the Monkees TV show came along.
I remember that show. I used to watch it all the time.
I did too.
And of course, and then I just, would run home from school every single day to watch that. And I was like, oh my God, I got to be in a rock band. That's just all there is to it. So yes, it's just been what I want to do, since ever.
Yeah, for me, I'm the youngest of 7, and my sisters had married. I'm like, by far, there's a 20-year gap between first and me, and all my brother-in-laws were musicians. Even though they had day jobs, they gigged on weekends, and one was a drummer, 2 were guitar players. So music was always around, and I was surrounded. Like I grew up listening in the 70s, listening to AM radio, where in the late 70s you could hear Iron Maiden and then Casey and the Sunshine Band, like just a wide mix of music. But it was one of my older sisters bought me Kiss Alive when I was like 6, 7 years old. And when you open up and you see the explosions, guitars smoking, blood coming out of people's mouths, visually, you were talking about the visual, what an album. That album sounded like it looked. And from that moment, I started playing. I was a drummer first before switching to guitar and vocals. And I got pens and I was playing on, I didn't know they were antique lampshades. And I had a little big pen explode all over an irreplaceable lampshade. And my parents went out and bought me my first drum set. And at that point, I was like 11 years old, and I've never stopped. I've been 10 albums. We did working on an 11th album, and it's always been in me. But that's where it started. And those moments during high school, I was in like a lot of fun bands. Like we had a lot of fun. We were total degenerates, and didn't go to the prom. We formed an anti-prom, and we were playing Iron Maiden and stuff with the band, and Black Sabbath, Ozzy, and everyone else is going and listening to A Flock of Seagulls and going all dressed up, and all that stuff in the 80s and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah. And from that moment, it cemented that this is it. You can't walk away. And I was diagnosed where I would never play music again when I turned 40. I had ataxia and I lost all feeling in my hands and feet. So I sold off a vintage guitar collection. And I said, no, they told me I can't play. And I found the doctor who worked with me. And within 6 months, I went from being able to hold a pick for 5 or 6 strums, and then it would drop out of my hand, to being able to jam for 5 or 6 hours. And then from that point on to today, I've been on 10 albums. 7 of them been up for our independent music awards around the world. And I would never have had that if I just listened to a doctor and just took it that, oh yeah, you just can't do that anymore. Now I'm fine. Lift weights, lift a lot of beer weight and stuff like that. But it's if when you're told you can't, you do it.
Well, one of the most important things is believing in yourself, right? You have to believe in yourself as a band as well. So,
Oh, absolutely. And it's hard because where we live, everything's a tribute band. Everything's so being an original band. Buzz and I played in the 80s in cover bands where you could still play some original music. And I could make $1,500 for an hour and 15-minute set opening up in downtown Toronto. And now they're, well, you're original. We'll give you $60 to split between the three of you. And it's like, dude, I'm not driving 2.5 hours through a mountain range to get $20 and haul my Marshall stack. No, thank you.
Yeah. No, screw that. That irritates the shit out of me. I absolutely fucking hate that. It's like, oh, you can play somebody else's music, but you're not going to get shit for playing your own, which is fucking stupid to me. I just don't understand it. I would rather pay an original band to come than to pay somebody to do covers. If I'm just going to do somebody just covers, I'm just going to get a goddamn DJ and have them fucking spin records.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? Buzz and I are pretty entertaining in between songs. And, you know, whenever we play, people interact and we have a lot of fun. And we're just straight ahead arena rock, 70s, 80s, all mixed in. And we're here for a fun time, you know, and we mix in some paranormal stuff because that's what hits us. And we write everything at the studio. So, and we only write, we have a rule. We don't write beforehand. We only write the songs together. And a lot of times it will just be Buzz and I even, and we write on the spot. I never bring in preconceived ideas at all. And we'll get 3 or 4 at a time and we videotape every one of them and then go back and see what works and what doesn't work.
Okay.
Hey, that's your system. That's what works.
Oh yeah. We're a system of a down.
So my next question, I'm going to get into a little bit more music stuff. Compared to the music industry now, compared to then, are you more comfortable with what's going on now, or would you rather it be like it was back in the day, like the 80s and early 90s?
Right. Buzz?
Boy, that's kind of tricky because of technology, a lot of things are so much easier as far as reaching to a wider, bigger audience, and you're not, you know, selling your soul out, trying like hell to get a contract with Warner or Elektra.
Yeah.
And you don't need them. You know, you can do your own independent thing and have a larger reach. But you don't make shit.
Yeah, financially, I mean, like, I was 19 years old, played 2 nights on a weekend, and that's $3,000 split between 3 guys, you know, and then I could go be a forklift operator all week, knowing that damn well this weekend I'm going to get the real money and the real fun. And and not having that, I had a situation where Sony Canada, when I was in my early 20s, was looking to put $25,000 into the band, and it ended our band because my bass player, who I taught how to play bass year before, went behind our back and took the deal himself and screwed us. And that's when I said, oh, I don't want to work with a label again. And I was real leery about even he was my best friend.
Yeah.
And he would do this. So it took a little time to get over that shit. But he failed. All the money, they got a name producer, they did an EP. And know what? I was the bigger man, my guitar player at the time, and I was drummer singer. We went to his album release party, and outside of his cousins and parents and a girlfriend or something like that, they rented out a hall for 1,200 people, and there was like 25 people there. So, you know, he felt really bad because we came to give him the love and support that he absolutely didn't deserve, but it was good closure for us. But back then, you know, Sony would throw you a bone to make fake stuff. Buzz was on the runway ready to go to Japan. and he has a story about that. And it ended while he was on the runway. Because they were going to go open for
Bullet Boys. We were my band was getting signed to Sony, and we were going to go to Japan to open for the Bullet Boys. And at the very last second, they broke up
while they're on the runway. It's so fun. It's so sad. It's funny.
Scratched. And the part that tore me apart the worst was we were going to play the Budokan Theater, where Cheap Trick's live album was done. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to play the Budokan. That was like, I can die a happy man. And it got torn away from me. And I was like, no.
Yeah. So money-wise, it was better. But now, you know what? We've made so many friends worldwide, and I'm always stoked when I get from my publisher say, I have a Christmas album with another band called the Santa Apocalypse, and Santa with a chainsaw. It's really bad, but it was done by a pro artist, movie graphic designer up in Canada, because it was all for Toys for Tots. All the proceeds went to that, but I get a report you sold 13 copies in July in Bolivia. I'm there, who's looking up Santa Apocalypse in July in Bolivia? That's how powerful their cocaine is in Bolivia.
They like it.
So on that, we've actually hit the end of the show. Where do you guys like to talk to fans? Where can they get your music at? And if you have merch, where can they get that at?
I like dealing with people through Facebook. It seems like it's been the easiest so far. So Buzzed and Loaded, you can find us on Facebook. We have buzzedandloaded.com, all spelled out like A-N-D. And you can hit us up through that. You'll hear a bunch of stuff that we have that's not released, and follow us there. And we do a ton of giveaways. We do more giveaways. He's giving away signed symbols, and so that's good. We're on the gram, and we don't really use Twitter much anymore. We found that kind of went sideways, but Facebook has been really interactive. And hit us up. We'll be friends. We'll support you. And we've made lifetime friends, a lot of them on here. So, and we really appreciate you having us on tonight.
Absolutely.
We do get to hang out in the human form one day without the ghost sex.
Let's do it.
Absolutely. You guys hang around. We're gonna end it. We love you guys. We're actually gonna be back tomorrow night. We're going to have the Convalescence on tomorrow night, so you definitely don't want to miss it. It is a different time. I think we're on at 7:00 Central, 8 Eastern, I believe. That could be wrong, but I think that's what it is.
Look, go follow us. Hit that follow, like, and share. You'll know.
Anyways, we'll be back tomorrow night with the Convalescence. We love you guys. We're out of here. Good night.
Take care.
Thanks so much.